Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey!
You're tuned in to episode 2. This is your favorite show, What's the Point?
What's the point?
You're rocking with your boys, STS, and the one and only Chris Park. How you guys feeling? We're going to dive right into it. We're going to talk about blockchain today. Blockchain, what it means, the potential it has in our industry, and just the impact that we think it's going to make. Blockchain and music, what's the point, Chris?
All right. I see some exciting opportunities. Obviously, cryptocurrency is the next big investment market. Everybody wants to be a millionaire investing in cryptocurrency, but forget all that. There's some exciting things that actually have real business potential in the music industry that I think we need to talk about and we need to get excited about. We definitely need to get invested in coming up in the future, right?
Definitely.
Blockchain, what is it?
What is it?
Ultimately,
what the fuck is that
it's
shit?
a giant public ledger that records transactions immediately when they happen, converts that into a crypto-based currency that can be deposited into account, sometimes almost instantaneously, right? Now, they're continuously developing this technology to make it better and faster, and ultimately what I see as opportunities in the music industry is a way to shift the overall fundamental infrastructure on how people do business with their music, right? Ultimately, I mean, we already see some people doing it, right? We have a blog right now, streamersinternational.com, of an example, Shalita Burke. Look her up. She's an independent artist who's using blockchain to sell her music right now. She's using what's called a smart contract to link digitally her songs, and when people buy those songs, it automatically deposits a certain amount of cryptocurrency into an account she already has preset up.
Right.
Boom. Now, how can we convert that into a mainstream approach for music? What happens if you're on Spotify and every time someone listens to your song, immediately an amount is deposited into your account? There's no waiting, there's no middlemen, there's no waiting for ASCAP to get it and then deposit it 9 months later into an account. No, that's the kind of potential that we have for blockchain, right? And not only that, but what were you telling me about the other day about ultimately a stock market, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm super excited about, we know about how beneficial something like this can be to like keeping records of data and data usage and data storage, right? With being able to just lock in ownership on a public ledger so that it can't be tampered with, it can't be touched, it can't be hacked, and things of that nature. And we know how important that is. My excitement really stems from the monetization and the money-making opportunities and the new revenue channels that we're going to see flooding the industry because of this type of thing, right? So, you know, a company that I was telling, Chris about the other day is a company called Vest. Big West Coast rapper Nipsey Hussle is even a shareholder in this company, and that says a lot because, Nipsey's a real smart dude, so he's really big on his business. So we know that, this is something to look out for, right? So Vest, what they're doing is essentially creating a stock market for music, right? And so for the first time, which is something really special, is that people outside of the music industry are going to be able to actually invest in the copyrights of music that they love and their favorite music and be able to profit from that, be able to actually make music from creations that they have no involvement in, and just from a pure investment standpoint, be able to make that investment and see returns on the other end.
It's almost like buying a stock in a song.
Exactly. You don't have, and it's not really directed at businessmen and investors. This is, something that's appealing and attractive to the everyday listener. So it's something that has never ever been able to even be possible. You know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, as fundraising, right? If you're an artist, we got a bunch of different ways. GoFundMe and all these different kind of funding sites. Obviously people are selling music and merchandise. Ultimately, what's the goal here? We want people to listen to our music, right? Now we're finally getting to a point in the industry where every time somebody listens to your song, you can get paid for it, right? The streaming era allows for that. Blockchain allows for that to become a much quicker and a much more efficient system. Now, with stuff like an investment into a song, now we have even greater innovative ways for artists to raise money. As an independent artist, now you can have your fans, instead of just give you money or buy your album,
you can do business with them.
They can invest into your music and then make money on the back end of that. So now what do we have? Now we create an actual incentive for your fans to want to share that music, because if that music becomes successful, they're going to get a paycheck off of that too.
That's definitely one way to look at it. That's definitely one way to look. I mean, and it's definitely a great point to bring up is, not only from the consumer's perspective of now, there are literally songs that we can invest in and own a piece of, hit songs or, whatever songs, but looking at it from the artist's perspective and their vantage point and understanding that this is a good way it's a very viable way for them to be able to raise money and raise capital quickly, especially depending on how successful whatever song that is already is. You know what I'm saying? You got to put things, from that, you got to put it in perspective, right? Mariah Carey could probably sell 10% of her song. We're just throwing this out there. Let's say for, $250,000. Somebody that's, like you or me right now, probably sell 10% of your song for a cool $5,000.
$5,000 is a big deal.
That's a lot of money, though.
That could finance a tour, a
exactly.
small tour, right? Do that
couple
for
shows,
a few songs.
Shows, a lot of marketing. That's a lot of marketing dollars, especially over the internet. So, definitely a great way to make money from the artist perspective, and definitely a great way to keep the consumer involved and just creating new opportunities, literally for everybody to profit, from something like that.
Right.
Blockchain is going to do a lot of great things for the industry as far as
It's still in its infancy stages right now, but we can see it take more steps in the right direction if we get more involved with it. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Start using it more and just creating that awareness of it.
Absolutely.
So
tell your friends, tell your neighbors.
That's the point. There's a lot of excitement surrounding blockchain and music, and the opportunities coming through. So blockchain is coming. It's super exciting. That's really the point. Look out for new opportunities. Look up that company Vest. I swear to God, you won't be let down. You're going to be really interested in that. So that's episode 2.
That's the point.
Blockchain and music. That's the point. We'll see you in episode 3, guys.
See you next time.